This most crucial time of the season, your Rangers are playing with a purpose. So close to their goal, it seems they will not be denied. Beltre in drive, deep to left field. It is on its way. Goodbye. There's a drive to left center field. That is crushed up the alley and deep. Goodbye. By Napoli. It is on its way. Goodbye. Exclamation point, Napoli. As they begin their last series of the season, they know there is still work to be done and games to be won. A magical race to the West Division title is near the finish line as your Rangers take on the Los Angeles Angels next on Fox Sports Southwest. Texas Rangers baseball is presented by AT Uverse TV. Now, 7.5 months of hard work, ups and downs, good and bad. It's come down to this final series. The Rangers looking to win the West. In Game 1 of this 4-game set, they will take on the Los Angeles Angels. And welcome in, everyone. Along with Tom Graves, Steve Busby. Glad you could join us on this Thursday night, the biggest Thursday night of the year for all the Rangers. And they are looking in the next couple of nights to wrap up the Western Division and get set for the postseason. But first things first, they've got to take care of the Angels, and the standings tell you exactly how important it is.
It does, Buzz. And, you look at the teams that are chasing you, and obviously it helps if they lose. But at the same time, the Rangers know this. They have 4 games left against the Angels. If they beat the Angels twice, then they win the West. It doesn't matter what anybody else does. That's what they'll be shooting for. And as they said all season long, the only game that matters is the one at hand. If they win tonight, they'll take care of the Angels. If they win tomorrow, they'll take care of the Astros.
There you go. And it could not be better weather here. A hint of fall is in the air. Rangers hope that portends a good future for them into the month of October. Derek Holland getting set to take the mound. His biggest start of the year coming up next. It's the Angels and the Rangers on Fox Sports Southwest. It's brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. The SUV Sign and Go event is happening now at your Texas Ford dealer. Ford is the best in Texas. By AT Uverse TV. Uverse has more live TV channels on the go than cable. And by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. A great night out here at Globe Life Park and the ongoing saga of Elvis Andrus knocking out Prince Fielder. And do what every night. Elvis coming up with a new move on Prince, and it gets him every time. Now, before we get things underway here this evening, let's head down and check in with Emily Jones.
Something so great about that pregame scene every night, Buzz. Well, another great sight was behind the plate for the Texas Rangers last night. The return of Robinson Chirinos to the lineup, and he did so with the bang, throwing a runner out and then knocking out, I should say, a home run. Jeff Bannister says that's cause to run him out there again tonight.
We liked what we saw last night. We liked how the bat was fresh. We liked how his legs seemed to be fresh, how he blocked the ball, and then even the ability to throw out Rajay Davis. So Robinson was our guy early in the year, and so we just felt like that if he's healthy and we can get him in there. And I know that he and Derek have a relationship and have worked well together in the past. So for Robbie to be ready to go, and it's a win-win for us.
And hopefully Robbie will be a calming influence for Derek, who says his fingers are feeling fine after taking a ball off of his throwing hand his last time out. Hopefully that will not be a factor here tonight. He says everything went well in his bullpen session, guys.
All right, Emily, thank you very much. We'll keep a close eye on how Robinson Chirinos and Derek Holland work together. Well, they're going to face an Angel lineup that Tom Grieve is going to tell you about.
Eric Ibar, we're used to seeing him down in the lineup. He's leading off now. In 2015, he's been a .458 hitter at Globe Life Park. Cole Calhoun who used to lead off, is batting second now. Mike Trout will hit third. Albert Pujols is the cleanup hitter. C.J. Cron with 18 RBIs in 14 games against the Rangers bats fifth. David Freese is sixth. Shane Victorino is seventh. Carlos Perez, the catcher, a .377 hitter in September, will bat eighth. And Johnny Giovatella, the second baseman, will bat ninth.
No, Eric Ibar steps in, and the first pitch of the night from Derek Holland is swung on and popped foul. That will be back into the crowd. Mike Napoli over to have a look, but it's 10 rows deep. Well, Derek Holland, our progressive scouting report, needs to rebound from what have been the last 3 starts. They've been on the little bit of rough side, and you can expect that coming back from all the injury problems. Health is not an issue for him now. Expect to have the same kind of success as last time out against the Angels when he held them to 1 run on just 3 hits in 8 innings of work, and that was out in Anaheim. And a good start here against Ibar, who he has down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Ibar at .269. He's a switch hitter, a little bit better from the right side average-wise than he is from the left. About 10 points higher is Eric Ibar. A couple of home runs, 42 driven in. And a chopper foul by the veteran shortstop. Angels come in at 83-75. They had their 7-game winning streak snapped in yesterday afternoon's ball game. Oakland defeated Mike Scioscia's club by an 8-7 score, and really put a damper on what was a hot Angel ball club, having won 7 and done it just about every way imaginable. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Angels have had some critical injuries. Houston Street is out. He had a groin tear or strain, I guess it is, but he's out for the regular season, and he was doubtful for the postseason should the Angels make it. Joe Smith taking over as the closer. He's been hampered by a sprained ankle, so his availability is kind of a day-to-day affair. It has not been easy for the Angels. It has not been easy for a lot of teams this time of year. 2-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Holland getting it down and into Ibar, and he gets a punch out to start things here tonight. And we'll take a look at the Ranger defense behind Derek Holland, brought to you by Chicken Express. Outfield with Josh Hamilton back in the lineup. He is in left field. The Shields and Chu fill out the outfield. And Elvis Andrus, 3 1/4 assists per 9 innings. That's the most among Major League shortstops. Mike Napoli's back at first base. Odor and Beltre join Andrus on the infield. Robinson Chirinos behind the plate once again. No, 1 out. Here is Cole Calhoun. And he pulls that first pitch foul. Boy, see the Angels coming out here swinging the bats right from the get-go against Derek Holland. Remember, we mentioned Holland in his last outing against the Angels, held them fairly silent. He gave up a first-inning run. Mike Trout tripled and scored in that first inning, and then he shut out the Angels for the next 7 innings. 0-1 pitch is outside.
Well, it's obviously important for Derek to have his off-speed pitches working for him, but how he controls his fastball, how he commands his fastball will go a long way in determining his success tonight. That's the one thing over the last 4 starts he really hasn't done consistently, is throw the fastball where he wants to throw it.
Here's a well-located fastball down and in to Cole Calhoun. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And the pitch that he threw to Ibar was a very good pitch too, down and in with his fastball.
Calhoun in 13 games against the Rangers this year, a .400 average, .467 in this ballpark. And he takes low to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Derek, last time out against Houston, he was hit on the hand in that first inning and stayed in the ballgame, worked 5 innings, but gave up 4 runs on 7 hits with 3 walks. Excuse me, 2 walks in that ballgame. Got him swinging. Good breaking ball down and away, and Holland has struck out the first 2 Angels he's faced.
Well, he kept the slider down and away out of the strike zone, set it up with a number of good fastballs, and got Calhoun to swing at a pitch well out of the strike zone. Good start for Derek. Calhoun has been a .400 hitter against the Rangers, 7 for 15 in this ballpark. So they've had a good series so far against the Rangers. They've won 10 out of 15, and they've done it with a lot of offense. Derek can shut that offense down tonight.
Well, here's a guy that he's had trouble with in the past, Mike Trout, a .345 hitter against Holland, and he takes a bit slow curveball for strike one. That's a pitch you don't see Derek throw very often. And I think he and Robinson Chirinos picking up on the idea that Angels swinging early at the fastball. Well, they went with something else, and he got it over, which makes a huge difference.
He followed it up with a changeup that Trout was out in front of. So he's throwing his curveball, he's throwing his changeup. It's no balls and 2 strikes.
And Robinson Chirinos going through the checklist. Now what do I put down? How about that slider down in the dirt? Back foot slider. And Trout didn't bite.
That was a perfect pitch, 0-2. Just what he was trying to do. Throw it for a ball and see if Trout would swing at it. He thought about it, held off.
That's throwing the bait out there, and Trout was not biting. 1-2 as Holland reads the signs. 2-2.
Trout is by far the most patient Angel hitter. His on base percentage is .400. His walk total is 90. No one on the Angels even has half as many walks as Trout.
Got him swinging. Derek Holland. An exclamation point to start this ball game. Punches out the Angels in order. 3 up and 3 down. Half an inning in the books. No score. Southwest Airlines Rangers lineup.
Delano DeShields is the leadoff hitter. Shin-Soo Choo is the second place hitter. He's on an 8-game hitting streak. Adrian Beltre, a .416 hitter in his last 19 games, is batting third. The cleanup hitter is Prince Fielder. Mike Napoli, a .392 hitter against left-handed pitching since joining the Rangers. He's playing first base tonight. Josh Hamilton is left. Elvis Andrus is the shortstop. Rougned Odor will play second and bat eighth. And Robinson Chirinos, coming off a home run last night, will catch and bat ninth.
And that's Jeff Bannister's lineup that will face the 24-year-old southpaw Andrew Heaney, who throws strike one to Delano DeShields. Heaney, fastball, curveball, changeup. He has excellent breaking ball. Fastball is very lively. Rangers saw him back in July, and Heaney threw a very good ball game against him. Used that changeup effectively. Now, the Rangers should have a pretty good idea after having faced him that time about how he likes to work to them. Delano pops up the next pitch, and that will be back into the seats. Over to take a look at C.J. Cron, but it's about 9 rows deep. Delano at .258 with 2 home runs, 35 driven in. Had a hit against Heaney when he saw him at the end of July. Rangers at home this year, 41-36. So they will have a winning record both at home and on the road. Two balls and 2 strikes. Jeff Bannister's club turning things around here at Globe Life Park the last 6 weeks of the season, going back to the end of July. They have played better at home than anybody in baseball, and that includes the Toronto Blue Jays, which is hard to believe, but they have. Payoff pitch on the way. High ball forward, and Delano works a leadoff walk.
That's a pretty good job of working a leadoff walk, because Heaney doesn't walk many. 2 per 9 innings. Only 23 walks in over 100 innings. Delano's behind in the count and showed his patience.
Well, the Angel defense tonight centered around Mike Trout in center with 7 assists in 152 games in center field this year. He's flanked by Victorino and Calhoun. On the infield, C.J. Cron, Gio Battella, and Ibar up the middle. David Freese at third, and Carlos Perez is the catcher tonight. The 1 on, nobody out. Shin-Soo Choo takes strike 1. Choo batting .276, coming off of September to remember. He led all of Major League Baseball with a .515 on-base percentage. And that's the highest single on-base percentage by a Ranger hitter since Mike Napoli did him one better back in 2011. Tapper out in front of home plate, and Heaney has only 1 play. Throws out Choo on to second, and into scoring position goes Delano DeShields.
And third,
Oh, Delano advancing to 90 feet. Now Adrian Beltre will come up. Andrew Heaney, long, tall left-hander, goes about 6'4". He's out of Oklahoma City. Went to Oklahoma State, played for the Cowboys, and was an All-American there. Originally drafted out of Oklahoma State by the Miami Marlins. Miami traded him over to Los Angeles, to the Angels, or I should say the Dodgers, this last offseason. And the same day, the Angels swung a deal with the Dodgers for Heaney, and they sent Howie Kendrick to the Dodgers.
Yeah, he got traded for two pretty good middle infielders. The first trade was for D. Gordon, who has led the National League in hitting for a lot of the year. But the Angels felt like they had some offense, felt like they needed young starting pitching, and so they got what they were looking for. He's been a good young starting pitcher for them.
0-1 to Beltre. Adrian, as you saw, a .283 average. Hit his 17th home run of the year last night. 74 RBI. Last 19 ball games, how about hitting .416? That's what Beltre has done. Heaney, a couple looks at second, and misses with a changeup. A ball and a strike. Adrian Beltre with monster numbers in the month of September himself. 27 RBI, or 29 RBI, I should say, in September. That led the American League, and it was just behind Nolan Arenado for the Major League lead. On the inside corner, another changeup. 1-2. Beltre, a long climb back up after missing the time on the disabled list with that bad left thumb. And time called. The numbers suffered, but once Adrian got as healthy as he was going to get, he was able to work with that thumb, and despite all the other nicks that he's gone through, able to put up numbers that are much more like Adrian Beltre. Rolled out to Ibar and on to first base. That is the second out. So Delano DeShields read that ball pretty well off the bat. He was able to advance to third. He's there, however, with 2 outs for Prince Fielder. Fielder on a pretty good run right about now, too. A .309 average. That is moving back up the ranks for the American League batting race. .382 on base percentage. Good for third in the American League. Fielder comes in 5th in the batting race, and he doesn't get that breaking ball from Heaney. It is strike one. Prince tied with Mitch Moreland for the team lead with those 23 home runs. And he's been on fire in this current homestand. 6 for 10, a home run, and he has driven in 5. Blowing outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Rangers trying to take advantage of Andrew Heaney in the leadoff walk. Rangers have been scoring runs in the first inning as just a matter of course. As a matter of fact, they just seem that's the way we're going to get things done. Scored in each first inning of the 3 ball games that they just got through playing. Outside, Tigers out in front of all 3 of those games early. Rangers answered early. 2-1 to Prince. With runners in scoring position, Fielder still having a very solid year at .329. Slow chopper out toward Giovatelli at second. On to Crone. That will do it. Rangers failed to do anything with the leadoff walk. The Estrander runner. We played 1 at Globe Life Park. Rangers nothing and the Angels nothing. Back out to the mound. Get set to work to Pujols, Crone, and Freeze here in the second inning. Albert Pujols a .239 average, and Derek drops in that off-speed pitch. Right from the get-go, we see that Derek Holland and Robinson Chirinos doing something a little bit different against the Angels this time than they did even last time out in Anaheim. Getting that off-speed pitch over early in the count certainly has set a little bit different pattern, a little different thought process in the hitters' minds. Pujols, 38 home runs, 91 RBI. The 91 RBI, the most on the Angel club. 2 balls and a strike. Tied for 6th in the American League since 2010. Last time that he had more than 38 home runs in a season. He had 42 with the Cardinals that year.
Well, you know, you look at the stats, Buzz, and you see how far down the Angels are offensively in the league averages, their average, their runs. And then you look at the way they played against the Rangers, you wouldn't think that kind of a team would be that low offensively.
Pujols driving it up the alley. That's one hop and off the wall. Pujols into second base, sliding with a double. Well, he waited on that off-speed pitch that stayed up. And Pujols rifles his 582nd career double.
Yeah, that was the key. The breaking ball stayed up. He wants to throw this down and in, and it's up and right out over the plate. Fortunately, Pujols hit it on a line and kept it in the ballpark. Derek will have a chance to pitch around it. That's a part of the plate you want to avoid with your curveball for sure, or your changeup for that matter. Might get away with a fastball there, but off-speed pitch to a guy like Pujols, that's the one he's going to hit.
Well, Pujols at second with nobody out. C.J. Cron getting the start at first base tonight, a .266 average. 0 for 3 against Derek Holland. 16 home runs, 49 driven in. And, Cron has been a big reason the Angels have not had any problem in the middle of the order. He's provided a lot of support for Pujols and Trout, hitting 5th and 6th. He and David Freese provide some support for them. Against the Rangers, a lot of support from C.J. Cron at .414 average. 18 RBI in 14 games. Holland with a 2-0 pitch. Chopped it right off the plate out toward Rougned Odor. And that's good enough to get Pujols over to third. So Cron has a productive out.
That was a weird looking chopper.
Sure was. And before David Freese steps in, let's check in with Jim Knox.
I appreciate it, Buzz. Nice crowd here at Globe Life Park. Right out the ballpark. That will continue throughout this series. You guys excited about the Angels? You bet. Jamie, you came all the way from where?
I flew 8,300 miles from Australia.
How'd you become a Ranger fan in Australia?
I love it. I watch it on cable over there. Unbelievable. I love Adrian Beltre.
There we go. Well, good day, mate. Good to have you out here. Let's cheer on those Rangers tonight, okay? There we go. Buzz.
All right, Knoxie. Now, Pujols at third and one out. David Freese batting at .262, and the Rangers will pull the infield in just about halfway. Pujols, as you saw, does not run very well. He's hampered the last several years with some leg problems. Robinson Chirinos going to test him down there at third. Well, the Rangers feel that they don't have to pull all the way in to try and cut the runoff. They can stay back a little bit, increase the range of both Elvis Andrus and Rougned Odor a bit.
At this stage of Pujols' career with the injuries that he's had, speed is not his game.
3 balls and no strikes to Freese. Now, there was a time not too long ago that Pujols would steal you 10, 15 bases a year. But that's pretty much gone by the wayside.
Now, when he had to slide on that double off the left field wall.
Pretty good indication right there.
I don't think he's playing at 100% right now.
Well, 3-0 to Freese, and you can bet that Mike Scioscia has given Freese the green light if Holland throws one in the middle. And maybe he did. Maybe he didn't like it.
He might have. He might just didn't want to swing at it.
Freese 56 runs driven, and again missed significant time this year on the disabled list. Holland back to him. Good getting to bite on the breaking ball, and that's a walk. to put runners at first and third for Shane Victorino.
Well, Freese has been swinging the bat very well, so a walk there at least sets up a double play, and you avoid a right-hand hitter who's swinging it great right now. He's a clutch hitter against a left-handed pitcher. See what Victorino can do.
And a little conference on the mound, the entire infield getting their defensive signals straight. Robinson Chirinos looking in as he walked out there to the mound, looking into the dugout to see what the instructions were for this first and third defense. Not a lot you can do with Pujols though at third. It's not going to be anything fancy. Victorino, a 205 hitter with the Angels. No home runs, 2 driven in. Takes a knee-high strike. It is 0-1.
That's what you want to do. Keep it right down there, get a ground ball.
Victorino in 68 games this year with the Angels and the Red Sox, a 227 average, 1 home run, 6 RBI, and 1 for 5 against Derek Holland. A little bit low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Victorino has 5 hits in his last 7 ball games. Has not fared well against the Rangers, just a 194 career average in 14 games. Holland a check of Freese at first. 2-1. Victorino, one of the additions that the Angels made to try and shore up the outfield problems they'd had the entire year. They also have David DeJesus and David Murphy batting from the left side, trying to get some semblance of offensive production from their left fielders. On with a 2-1. To left field, that's going to send Hamilton back, still going back, and he makes the catch going away from home plate. What a play. Here comes Pujols. The throw by Elvis, not in time. Wow. That would have been some kind of play if they had been able to nail Albert at the plate.
That's one of the best plays of the year right there. Josh made a spectacular catch. I had no idea what Albert Pujols was doing, but he almost got thrown out on a double off the wall going for a double. You get thrown out on that play at the plate and take a sacrifice fly away from the hitter, and that almost happened. What a great play. Back to the wall, reaches up, not even looking at the ball, gets up, throws a strike to Elvis. That's some kind of catch, boy.
Certainly was.
And the 2 throws were pretty remarkable, too. He gets up and throws a strike to Elvis, who threw a strike to the catcher, and they almost got Pujols.
Well, the Angels take a 1-0 lead, but that was worth giving up a run to see that. Would have rather seen him tagged out. But,
that would have been a play of all time if he was out at the plate.
Now Carlos Perez chops one to Elvis, who underhand Odor. That will do it. Angels get a run on a hit, and they strand one after 1.5. The Angels 1, Rangers 0. Baseball on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. The SUV Sign and Go event is happening now at your Texas Ford dealer. Ford is the best in Texas. And by Geico, 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance. Well, the Angels are up a run now on the Rangers as the Rangers come to bat with Mike Napoli leading things off here in the 2nd inning. Knapp getting the start at first base tonight. A .310 average in a Ranger uniform this year with 5 home runs. Heaney missing inside to even it out. Napoli for the year, a .225 average, 18 home runs, 50 driven in, and he is 2 for 3 in his career against Andrew Heaney. Heaney, a lot of changeups in the early going. Our 4 leaderboard on base plus slugging against the Angels. All-time leaders, Mike Napoli right there at the top ahead of Bobby Bonds, Alex Rodriguez and company. And that pops this up on the right side. Crone and Giovanella. Crone backing up and in fair territory puts it away for out number 1. So that pops out. Next will be Josh Hamilton.
Now, Garrett Richards is probably the ace of the staff right now, but Heaney has probably been as consistent maybe as any pitcher they've got. He's given up 2 or fewer runs in 13 of his 17 starts. They're a little bit careful with him. He's only 24 years old. He's thrown by far more innings this year than he's ever thrown. And only one time this year has he thrown 100 pitches, and he's right at 100 pitches. Usually he's somewhere between 92 and 98 pitches, which generally gets him through 6 innings.
Hamilton able to lay off the slow breaking ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Josh, a .252 average. Since coming off the disabled list, he's 3 for 13. Hit well to left field. That is deep into the corner. Victorino back up against the wall, and it gets away from him. Hamilton to second will stop there. Victorino went up to make the catch and banged into the wall at the same time. Just as the ball got there, and the ball popped loose.
Well, Hamilton took one away from Victorino, but Victorino couldn't take one away from Hamilton. Thought that ball might slice right toward the foul pole in the shorter part of left field and sneak out of here, and almost did. Take a look at Victorino, gives it a great shot right into the wall. Couldn't hang on to it. Never really got his glove on it.
Oh, double for Hamilton, his 8th of the year. Rangers again have a man in scoring position with 1 out. They did in the first with the liner to Shields out there. Elvis Andrus, a .255 hitter, will try and bring Hamilton home. 1 ball and no strikes. Those folks right there behind the fence.
Girl's ducking like the ball's going to hit her.
They had a pretty good view of that one. Heaney, a couple of checks of second. And Elvis drives one to center field. Mike Trout with his back to home plate. Going back, makes the catch. Hamilton goes back to tag. He will advance to third. And Elvis sent Trout all the way to the padding in dead center field to haul down that shot.
Well, that's about as well as Elvis can hit a ball to center field. Unfortunately, Mike Trout was a center fielder, and he's run down a lot of balls on highlight shows just like this. Back to the wall, using his speed, knows right where the wall is, makes another beautiful play. There have been some chances for some spectacular plays already here in the second inning.
That there have. No, with Hamilton at third now and 2 outs, Rougned Odor will step in. Heaney still working from the stretch, and Odor, first ball swinging, chops one to Crone, and a step on the bag. That will do it. Rangers get a double. Strand Hamilton at third. We played 2 at Globe Life Park in Arlington. The Angels 1 and the Rangers nothing. MLB.com at bat. It's the #1 app for live baseball. Enjoy live look-ins, highlights, replay reviews, scores, StatCast, live radio broadcasts, and a lot more. Get MLB.com at bat today. Derek Holland working to Johnny Giovanella to start things off here in the third inning. Angels on top 1-0. Giovanella, the 9th place hitter, batting at .272 with 4 home runs and 46 driven in. Rangers last saw the Angels the first part of September. Giovanella was on the disabled list. Weren't really sure if he'd be able to come back this season, but he was able to overcome his the medical problems that he was suffering and back in the lineup. 11 games this season against the Rangers. Giovanella at the .326 mark. 1-1 pitch from Holland. Now 2-1. .28-year-old left-hander Derek Holland from Newark, Ohio. And Giovatello rips one foul down the left field side. 2-2. Holland has given up some loud contact to Pujols, Shane Victorino, and now Giovatello on off-speed pitches that have stayed up in the middle of the plate a bit. Out of play. Same kind of problem that Derek had. Gave up 3 home runs to the Houston Astros in his last outing. Those were pitches that stayed pretty much in the center of the plate.
Yeah, the home run ball has hurt Derek. He's given up 10 home runs in 52 innings.
And the pitch just a little bit off the inside corner. 3-2. Quinn Wolcott, by the way, calling the balls and strikes tonight. Wanted to ring it up. Just couldn't force himself to bring up that right hand. So 3-2 to Giovatello, leading off and following him in the order, the top of the order, Eric Aybar. Chopper to third, Beltre letting it take that extra hop. There was no way that Beltre was going to be able to throw out Giovatello if he'd gotten when the ball was fair. Well, the Angels' second baseman coming back to home plate. We'll try the 3-2 pitch again. Stepping back in, the Ranger defense plays Giovatello slightly around to the left in the infield. Outfield pretty much straight away. Pitch pop foul back out of play behind home plate. Still 3-2. Derek Holland in his career against the Los Angeles Angels is 6-6. This is his 19th career start. He's also had 3 relief appearances against the Angels. Another 3-2 and another foul ball. Derek has pitched more against the Angels than any other team. Has more innings against the Angels than any other opponent. And the 8 wins that he has against them are second most for him against opponents. 10 against Seattle in the top mark. Tenth pitch of the at-bat coming up. We're going to go to 11.
A lot of good pitches down. All of them are down. Not all of them, but most of them are down. That last pitch was right where he wanted to throw it. Down and in, not a strike, a slider. He's got a piece of it.
Holland peering in for the sign, goes to the wide. Low and inside for ball 4, and Giovatello with an 11-pitch walk to start off the third inning. And before Eric Aybar steps in, we're going to send it over to John Radigan, who has a Mazda game break for us. All right, John, thank you. That's exactly what the Rangers are trying to do tonight, is punch that postseason ticket. They get a win tonight over the Angels. They aren't assured of the division title, but they would be assured of a postseason spot. Aybar went down swinging as he started things off against Holland tonight. And again, Derek going with that off-speed breaking ball for strike 1. Aybar checking with Gary DiSarcina, the third base coach for the Angels. A .458 average for Aybar in this ballpark. And shot foul outside of first. And the count moves to 0-2. Tybar doing a little hitting coach work with himself. Holland to check of Giovotella. Chopper up the middle. That is right at second base. And Rougned Odor turns it over. A 4-3 double play. Just exactly what the doctor ordered for Derek Holland and the Rangers.
It looked like Derek was thinking about trying to catch that ball, stopped himself because he knew where that ball was hit, how hard it was hit, and how easy a play it would be for a middle infielder. Another high off-speed pitch, it looked like. Derek brings his glove back down. Only thing that could have happened there was he would have had a harder time turning a double play, or he deflects it off his glove and doesn't get a double play.
Yeah.
Let the sure guy get it, and he did. Smart move by Derek.
No, 2 outs now on the 2-ball. Base is empty, and here's Cole Calhoun, who also was a strikeout victim in the first. Holland starts him off with a fastball for strike 1.
Yeah, the pitch to Tybar is not necessarily the pitch you think of when you're wanting to turn a double play.
Yeah.
A high changeup about 6 inches above the strike zone. But somehow he hit it on the ground, and Rangers did turn 2.
Sometimes you're better be lucky than good.
Yeah.
Make a quality pitch, make a great pitch, and the guy bloops one in for a single, and you're screaming at yourself. Or him, or both.
Yeah, it really is about the result.
Yeah. 1-1 pitch. Calhoun nubs it off the end of the bat. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Well, Calhoun last time went down on a slider that was way outside. I'm sure that's going through his mind, and I'm sure Derek Holland and Robinson Chirinos remember that very well. See if they go back to that mainstay or if they try something different. Crowd encouraging with their applause. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. Gary Cedarstrom down at third said, "Yeah, you win," and that will do it. No runs, no hits. The 2-ball took care of everything. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's the Angels 1, the Rangers nothing.
As we head to the bottom of the 3rd here at Globe Life Park in Arlington, and some very special t-shirts being worn in the clubhouse this afternoon, designed by the bullpen and with a very good purpose, with the idea of benefiting the seasonal employees here at Globe Life Park in Arlington. As I mentioned, the relievers behind this. Here's Sean Tollison on why. Okay, well, let me tell you why. Doesn't need to tell you. I'll tell you why. They wanted to do something nice to make the seasonal employees feel like part of the team, and so the proceeds from the sale of this t-shirt, which has, of course, the we haven't figured out a name for this guy pointing to the dugout. Haven't quite figured out a name for him yet, but he's on here with the "Never Ever Quit" slogan. And now Sean Tollison is going to tell us why they wanted to do it.
We just wanted to show, the game day staff and all those people that work in the stadium that we appreciate them, and we don't want them to ever feel like that they're left out and they're not a part of this team. And they're as much part of this team as anybody, and they make the games happen. And we just wanted them to know that we notice them and the hard work that they put in, and we thought it would be kind of a fun way for the fans to get involved with the team and the staff and kind of just make this whole one team.
So another example of how this team is full of good dudes. Out there in the bullpen, they've got plenty of time to discuss things, and this one going for a good cause. The guys talked about it, wanted to come up with a t-shirt design. They actually took it to John Daniels. He got the wheels put in motion. So for $36, and that's a little high for a t-shirt, we realize, but you can get 20% off this weekend because of the red gear. And the proceeds go to benefit those seasonal employees. And it could be for an end-of-the-year party or maybe bonuses for them. Who knows? It just depends on how much money is raised. But the fact that those guys out there had the intent of doing something good for the seasonal employees that make this thing go all throughout the season is a pretty cool deal, in my opinion, guys.
Yeah, where can folks get those?
Yeah, they're only on sale here at the ballpark in the gift shop, and also too at the Sundance Square location in Fort Worth. So You've got to visit those locations. I'll let you know if they come up with a way to ship, but you may call that Sundance Square location in Fort Worth. They might ship to you. I don't know that for sure, but I'll find out.
Great. Thanks, Em. Nice going.
That takes
good.
thoughtfulness to the highest level.
Sure does.
All my years in baseball, I don't think I've ever heard any team have a more thoughtful idea than that.
Yep.
That is really something. I don't know who came up with that idea, but that is one special person, whoever thought that up.
Collaboration.
That's something.
Collaborating for that thing.
Yeah. They have a lot of time down in the bullpen, and you think they're down there messing around all the time, but every now and then when you hear that's what they came up with, all that free time in the bullpen certainly was well worthwhile when it came to that idea.
Sure was. Well, Robinson Chirinos having a pretty good at bat here, and he ends up getting one right up the middle. About the 8th pitch or so of that at bat for Chirinos after a couple of foul balls, and Chirinos gets a base knock to start off the Ranger third.
Hey, Buzz, while I got a minute, I want to say hi to my old roommate, Jackie Brown, the Oklahoma curveballer. I think Jackie's watching tonight. He's having a pretty good day. For the last couple of years, he's gone through a medical ordeal, and he's fighting it. He's one tough guy, boy. So, Bronny, I hope you're watching. Hope you're doing good today. I know you just talked to Bill Ziegler. He told me you're having a pretty good day. So, we're thinking about you here with the Rangers. You got a lot of friends here, hoping everything's going well.
Yeah, my best to you, Jackie. That's hoping for you, doing everything we can to help you through. The line of the Shields showing bunt and has to jackknife out of the way as that Heaney pitch was inside. Delino drew a walk leading off the first inning. He's up there now with Robinson Chirinos at first. Nobody out here in the third. Angels on top 1-0. Delino, of course, when you put him in a sacrifice situation, it could be a bunt base hit very easily. Pops this one up, and it drops untouched. Delino kind of jabbing at that to try and push it towards second base. Almost popped it into an out.
Yeah, one of the most fortunate bunts of the year was the one Rajai Davis popped up the other night, first and third and 1 out in a critical situation. And then Sean Tollison in the last inning.
Now Delino getting at least 1 hit in 15 of his last 17 ball games. He has been swinging the bat pretty well. Trying to get Chirinos into scoring position or further. He hit and run put on that time and pitched foul back. Now Chirinos retracing his steps, peering over his shoulder at Tony Beasley, who's going through a series of signs for Delino and for Robinson Chirinos. Bring it on home. It's the theme of the 4-game series against these Angels. Rangers trying to get it done. 1 win against the Angels knocks them out of the division race, not out of the wild card race. Check swing. Chirinos anticipating the ball in the dirt, but after a couple of steps, he realized it hadn't gotten that far away from Perez. Tom, you said it perfectly in the open. 2 wins, it doesn't matter what anybody else does.
Right.
Rangers win 2 ball games out of the 4, and it's over.
Yeah, this is a time where it doesn't really matter what the scoreboard says. Just go out and take care of your own business, win 2 games, and then it doesn't matter.
And Delino down on strikes. Heaney good. That good changeup again. Gets his first strikeout of the night.
Yeah, he's got a good assortment of pitches. Not an overpowering guy with his fastball, but he knows how to pitch. Got a good curveball, a good changeup, and a very effective fastball. Good, solid young pitcher.
A 1 away. Here is Shin-Soo Choo, who tapped back to the mound his first time up. Choo, a .275 average, 21 home runs, and 79 driven in. Those are not boos, if you're hearing. It's Choo. Heaney's first pitch to him. 1 ball, no strikes. Choo, an 8-game hitting streak coming into play tonight. It's at .364. over that 8-game span, and that really is down from what he had hit up till then. 425 hitter in his last 19 games. Grounded to Giotella. High bar. And back to Crone. 4-6-3. And that 2-ball takes care of the Rangers. No runs a hit and nobody left. We have finished 3 at Globe Life Park. The Angels leading the Rangers 1-0. Season suite rentals. Postseason suites are the perfect way to entertain your group of 12 to 100 or so. Visit TexasRangers.com/postseason suite. Get all the details on this exciting opportunity. Mike Trout starting off the Angel 4th inning. He takes high for ball 1. Trout a strikeout back in the 1st. And joining us as always this time of the ball game here at home, Mark McLemore. Back a little bit different ball game than what we've seen the last several nights here for the Rangers.
Yeah.
No runs early.
Unbelievable. Just knew they were, when Delino got on in that 1st inning, they were going to keep it going.
Yeah. Trout, 354 average his last 18 ball games. So we go from seeing Miguel Cabrera and the Tigers to Mike Trout, Albert Pujols, and the Angels. You can have your whole discussion of the best hitters in baseball with just those 2 teams in.
It just doesn't get any easier, does it?
No.
Hey.
No.
Wow. Get those guys, and it just never stops.
Watch out.
That broken bat way down. That's the dugout.
That's the hang time of the year for a bat.
Sure is.
At least 4 seconds.
Wow.
Trout was out at first before the bat came down.
Usually they go much lower and faster than that. That one was lofted toward third base. Fortunately, everyone's smiling.
That may be on top of a hang time record. That may be a distance record too.
Wow.
Or a high third camera. Here it comes.
Hey. That's a shot you don't see very often.
Pujols right into the shift. Elvis throws him out. There are 2 gone.
Well, there's 2 good pitches by Garrett. Jammed both of them.
Well, Pujols, who scored the only run of the game back in the 2nd when he led off with a double, rounds out here. He is 1 for 2. And bases empty for C.J. Crone. Very fortunate people down there admiring the broken piece of lumber that they have. Strike 1 to Crone. He hit a chopper either off the plate or right out in front of the plate that hopped way up in the air and got Pujols from 2nd to 3rd. From where he scored an out later. Now Crone 0 for 1. Batting average currently at .265. 10 2-out RBI against the Rangers this season for Crone. Beltre cuts it off. A 360 and a strike.
That's pretty good for those 3 guys.
That's what you like to see right there.
3 ground balls, and we'll see you later. 3 up, 3 down. 3.5 in the books. The Angels leading 1-0. Maybe historic performances. You won't want to miss the 2015 postseason. It all begins on October the 6th. Go to MLB.com/postseason for a full broadcast schedule. Well, the Rangers trying to figure out their postseason schedule, whether they're going to be in it or not. And these 4 games will decide that for them. Adrian Beltre taking ball 1. Beltre, Fielder, and Napoli, the first 3 to face Andrew Heaney. Rangers with a couple of hits. Have had a man in scoring position in 2 of the first 3 innings. Haven't been able to get anybody across home plate yet. Beltre had a ground ball to short his first time up there. Last 31 home games, Adrian Beltre, a .423 average. 2-1. Matter of fact, the Rangers in their last 32 home games, going back to the last day of July, have hit .302. 3-1. Well, the second time around, at least for Adrian, able to lay off that changeup down and out of the zone a little bit better. High and tight, he draws the leadoff walk. Second walk issued by Andrew Heaney. Beltre to first, it brings up Prince fielder Mike Scioscia. On the next to the top step of that dugout, he understands where his team is as far as the necessity of sweeping the Rangers in this series if they are to have any hope at all. Fielder takes ball one. Astros are idle tonight. Angels are a half game behind Houston. Starting tomorrow, all three teams will have played the same number of games. Just a little bit low. 2 balls, no strikes. Prince grounded out to second his first time.
Isn't it amazing? You play 162 games, and these last 4 are what's going to decide it. For not just one team, but 3 teams.
Right.
Possibly 4.
Yeah. That's incredible. Chopper slowly hit until it goes to second. They get 1. The return to first in time for the double play. Well, Giovatello took a chance, and he got it done. And that's the second double play in as many innings started by Giovatello at second.
I didn't think he was going to have a chance to get a double play. But he did a nice job of turning it. Highbar is an excellent shortstop. Gets it back to first base in a hurry.
Well, base is empty with 2 away now for Mike Napoli. Knapp takes ball 1. Napoli popped out to first as he led off the second inning tonight. Napoli at .224 for the year. That is outside, 2-0. Since joining the Rangers, a .392 average for Napoli against left-handed pitching. And he takes inside, 3 balls, no strikes. Get you one down and out over the plate and go ahead and have a rip at it.
Intentional walk.
Almost.
Yeah, he wanted no part of Napoli. He knows about that .392 average.
Oh, don't you know that? Wow, yeah, that doesn't get passed by. That gets discussed several times. Well, Napoli at first with 2 outs, 2 walks in the inning, 3 in the game for Heaney. And that in itself is headline worthy. Josh Hamilton hit a towering drive into the left field corner that went for a double his first time up. Off the end of the bat, Crone will take it to the bag himself, and that will do it. Well, the Rangers get a couple of walks, but a double play short circuits that rally. After 4, it's the Angels 1, the Rangers nothing on Fox Sports Southwest. Is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. And by Mazda. In every car we make, you'll see why driving matters. Well, David Freese to start things off for the Angels here in the 5th inning. Los Angeles on top 1-0. Derek Holland goes to work. And the first pitch is very high for ball 1. Freese drew a walk back in the second inning. An average .262 for Freese. That many around the Angels credit with being the glue for the Angels team, the lineup especially. Freese, hard-nosed player that Mike Scioscia runs out there every chance that he's healthy. Likes to have him playing third base for him.
Buzz, they had a stat in their notes that kind of speaks to what you're just saying. When he starts a game, they're 68 and 46. When he doesn't, they're 15 and 29. Now, there obviously a lot more goes into it than that, but it definitely supports what you're saying about him being a key guy in their team.
That kind of goes back to what we were talking about the other day about catcher's record, Jimenez record. It's a long enough sample now that you can't dispute that that has something to do with it.
Yeah.
How much is up for debate, but
and since he came off the disabled list, they're 18-9.
Yeah.
So got to have something to do with it.
One hopper, tough hop for Elvis. He stays with it nicely. Fires a strike to Napoli. How about that one, Mac?
Got to have some arm strength for that, don't you, Mac?
Got to have some arm strength, and you got to have a little bit of luck right here catching this hopper right here. A little short hop right into the glove, because if he bobbles that ball, he's probably not going to throw Freeze out. If that ball comes up and it just hits off of his body. Got his glove in the right spot, right into the glove, and step back. Nice strike. Napoli looking like he's behind the plate there.
Yeah. A little more comfortable than he was out in left field.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Glove starts down. It's going to come up a lot quicker than you can get it down. Perfect position.
Shane Victorino had the long sacrifice fly, and it turned out to be a circus catch by Josh Hamilton to keep it from being 2 bases. But Victorino had that turned into a sacrifice fly, driving in his 7th run of the year. Only run of the ball game so far. 2 balls and a strike. Victorino kind of worked himself out of a job in Boston. Boston, of course, got off to a terrible start, really floundering, so they were going to go with the young players. And Victorino didn't endear himself to the Red Sox. Wasn't real happy about his lack of playing time and made no bones about it. So he finds himself in Los Angeles.
In a pennant race.
In a pennant race.
Kind of boils down to the better you play, the more you'll play, really.
Yeah. Former teammates Mike Napoli and Shane Victorino over there. So 1 on, 1 out. Carlos Perez, the catcher, will step to the plate. Perez grounded into a fielder's choice that ended the 2nd inning. Hits are even now, 2 hits apiece for each team. Perez a .255 average, 4 home runs, 19 driven in. Young catcher, the Angels are grooming to be their #1 backstop. Perez and Chris Iannetta, the veteran, kind of sharing duties. Perez joined the Angels early in the year and made his major league debut back in May. Takes a belt high strike, nothing in 1. Perez has come on though in the month of September. He's at .377 in 19 ball games with that home run and 3 driven in that you see. Also scored 10 runs. 1 ball and 1 strike. Derek, 71 pitches as he works here in the 5th inning. Breakdown for him, 41 strikes, 30 balls. The 1-1 pitch instead is a toss to first. Ranger infield with Perez up there, a couple of steps to the left. Both Andrus and Odor up a step at double play depth. 2-1. Perez with a modest 3-game hitting streak coming into play tonight. Holland is ready. A check of Victorino. And he will go that way with a toss. Victorino will still steal you a base if you give him the opportunity. Still runs pretty well. Yeah. 7 for 7 in stolen bases this year.
He'll pick his spots. You know, he's not that all-out base stealer like he used to be, but he'll definitely pick his spots, pick a pitch, a situation like he's probably running right now.
Victorino looking across the diamond at Gary DiSarcina, who's going through a series of signs. Eric Holland trying to refocus on that outer corner of the strike zone. The 3-1 pitch. Chopper foul. Victorino was going, but not trying to steal a base. He was making sure there was a pitch. Three and two with one out. Bob now trying to get behind Derek Holland and the Rangers. Holland to check at first. 3-2 pitches inside for ball 4. And Chirinos turning around asking Quinn Wolcott where that pitch was, and Wolcott indicated inside. So a single, now a walk. 2 on with 1 out for Gio Votella. For Holland, that's the 3rd walk that he has issued in 4 1/3 innings here tonight. That's one way you can help out a team that has the worst batting average in the American League in the Los Angeles Angels. Give them opportunities with walks, etc. They're a team that will capitalize on that very quickly. Giovatello drew a walk his first time. In the air to right field, Chu has a play. Victorino just kind of bluffing a move as Chu got the ball back in. That is out number 2.
Fans are enjoying Shin-Soo Choo right about now.
Yep.
I like this throw. He's got an excellent arm.
Chu into the playoffs. There you go. Get that postseason train going. Eric Ibar coming to the plate for his 3rd at bat of the night. Ibar has struck out, grounded into a double play. We got Victorino at second, Perez at first. And a chopper foul. Ibar has not let too many pitches go by tonight.
Ibar's only walked 24 times this year. He's been up 580 times. Generally going to go up there swinging.
There are your American League rankings for the Angels. Offensively, last in average, last against left-handers, next to last in stolen bases, 13th in runs, slugging percentage, and on-base percentage.
Boy, you see what they've done against the Rangers this year. Calhoun, Trout, Pujols, and Crone.
Yeah,
I wouldn't pick them for those numbers.
We've kept them in it, is what it is.
Man, what would they be without that?
Worse.
It definitely would be.
And Ibar down to the count now, 0-2. Yeah, everybody else must be getting them out with regularity because the Rangers sure haven't. You look at all those. You look at all those numbers, and then you ask, how in the world can they be as good as they have been? 8 games over 500. And Jeff Bannister mentioned it the other day. It's a club that has not gone away. You wouldn't expect them to. They just know how to win. And I think that that's pretty indicative of Mike Scioscia teams over the years. They've learned how to win, and they're pretty good at it. 0-2 to Ibar. Called strike 3.
He's a free swinger, but he took a fastball for strike 3. That
throws him like a DiGiorno pizza.
There you go.
Halfway through the ball game, it's the Angels 1, the Rangers nothing on Fox Sports Southwest. Park. Fans attending the game against these Angels will be treated to a post-game fireworks show themed to your favorite spooky music. That'll help you get the countdown to Halloween going. Discounted tickets are available at TexasRangers.com when you use the online coupon code FIREWORKS. Well, the Rangers looking for some fireworks here tonight. They would love to get something started here in the 5th inning. Elvis Andrus to start things off. Andrew Heaney has been tough. He has walked 3 tonight and given up a couple of hits, but 2 double play balls have really helped him out. He has made some good pitches with people on base. 1-1. Elvis hit a rocket off him the first time. Sent Mike Trout all the way back to the wall in center field. Trout had to make a running catch to haul it in.
He almost ran right into that one.
And Barksdale down there at first said no, he didn't bunt at it. 2 balls and a strike. David Freese, the third baseman, even with the bag. And Elvis takes a strike to even the count. Now the 2-2. Full count. Rangers have done a pretty good job of working counts. They just have not been able to, once they get people on, to get the key big base hit.
Yeah, a couple of double plays have helped him out.
And Elvis swats that one into left field for a leadoff single.
Well, the leadoff hit around almost every inning, except the second. He's thrown 61 pitches, almost an even amount of balls and strikes. Ned's got to take a deep breath and kind of relax. He's getting away from his approach that's made him so successful since he came back from the minor leagues. Been a little bit overly aggressive. Swung at the first pitch his first time up, a breaking ball. Kind of helped Heaney out.
Well, we'll see if Jeff Bannister might have a bunt in mind for Rugnet here. Now time is called. Heaney just lobs a little throw to first. Time for sacrifice or not?
I like that call right now. The way Heaney's been throwing, tough game.
Right.
Just 3 hits. I like that call. I think you got to get Elvis in the scoring position, especially with a lefty on the mound.
Right.
He might be able to steal third base.
And the pitch taken high as Odor did square around, and that was not anything but a sacrifice.
You mentioned that he only walked 2 batters per 9 innings, and in this game he's walked 3 and thrown as many balls as strikes. So he has struggled with his command, but he's still done a pretty nice job of getting the Rangers out when he needs to.
Odor swinging away on the next pitch and pops it up. Freese right at the bag at third, and in foul territory makes the catch for out number 1. Well, Robinson Chirinos coming up right now. We're going to send it over to John Radigan for a Mazda game break. All right, John, thank you. The best records in the American League. Blue Jays half a game better than the Royals. Rangers down there in third. Blue Jays lost today to Baltimore 6-4. Well, they clinched the East last night with the win in the first game of that doubleheader. Well, here's Robinson Chirinos. Chirinos had a base hit to center his first time up there. Elvis, a pretty good lead at first as Heaney checks him. 1 ball, no strikes. The way things are going for Heaney tonight, not a bad time to have Elvis just kind of play with his mind a little bit.
Yeah, just jockey around a little bit. Don't necessarily have to get a steal on him,
right,
but make him think about it.
Perez, a throw back behind Elvis.
Perez said, I'll give you a little something to think about, too. Perez looks like a pretty good catcher for them. They made a pretty good trade. They acquired Perez. They acquired Nick Tropiano, a starting pitcher, for Hank Conger from Houston. Conger, basically a backup catcher to Jason Castro. The Angels got their starting catcher and a starting pitcher for him. It's a pretty shrewd trade.
And that changeup floats in. It's 2 balls and a strike. Well, Robinson with that single his first time up now has raised his average to 233. Chirinos making his third start since rejoining the ball club after he was on the disabled list. Elvis at first. C.J. Cron playing a step off the bag in front of Elvis. The 2-1. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Robinson, I think, would like to have one more shot at that pitch in that spot.
At that pitch and that hole over there on the right side. That's exactly where he was shooting for. Wide open over there. It's not as easy as it looks or sounds. But, you know, if you've got a pitch over there that you can handle, then that's the way to do it.
That time called. Well, that pitch that Robinson had out in the bullpen last night was out away from him a little bit. Up about mid-thigh or so. And, boy, he really hit a bullet that got out of here. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. There goes Elvis. The pitch is inside. The throw is late.
How did he catch and throw that ball?
Well, how did that not hit Chirinos?
I thought it was going to hit Robbie. I really did.
A stolen base for Elvis.
Gotta watch and see how he caught. That looked like Pudge back there on that play.
Wow.
He just stuck his glove out and ball went in it. Right in the middle of his glove.
So Elvis now in scoring position. 1 out. A 3-2 count to Chirinos, and the crowd is coming alive. The electricity has been turned on here at Globe Life Park. Payoff pitch. Inside and low, ball 4. There are 2 on now with 1 out for the top of the lineup.
Definitely a struggle tonight for Heaney. He hasn't given up a run yet. He's thrown 35 balls, 34 strikes. Rangers have been threatening almost every inning. Double play has killed a couple of rallies. Trying to stay out of that this time. See if they can't put a big inning on the board.
Well, it's a quick reminder to wear your red and pack Globe Life Park for the final regular season series of the year. Courtesy of Fox Sports Southwest and 105.3 The Fan. Upper level and Lexus Club Terrace tickets will be just $10 for all 4 games with the Angels here in town. This is a great affordable way to support your Rangers as they look to clinch the Western Division title. Visit TexasRangers.com. Use the coupon code REDOUT. Get your specially priced tickets and do it today. A lot of red in the ballpark tonight. Trying to get the Rangers on the scoreboard here. They trail 1-0. The liner to Shields has walked and struck out. And Heaney goes a knee-high strike. The Shields walked leading off the ball game for the Rangers. Got as far as third and was stranded there. Got Andrus at second. Chirinos at first. 1-1. Delino just 2 for his last 15 now, and that comes on the heels of his 7-game hitting streak. The has been good in these situations, a .289 average with runners in scoring position. And Chirinos trailing Andrews. Heaney, a long look in, now picks out a sign. Two balls and a strike. But probably the one guy that's not going to expand his strike zone in a situation is Delino DeShields. He just refuses.
No, he's got a pretty good eye. He keeps it, nice and tight. Doesn't expand it very much. If it's not in a particular spot, he's not going to go for it typically.
Line drive, base hit left center. That'll at least tie the ball game. Elvis scores. The throw goes into second, sliding in safely. Delino DeShields with an RBI double. We are deadlocked at 1.
He must have run from home plate over the pitcher's mound to second base to get there that fast.
That's a go.
I can't believe he got there that fast.
He was flying. He was flying. He hit that ball, and it was second all the way.
Trout played that as fast as he could, knowing who was running, threw a strike to second. It wasn't even close.
Trout got over there, came up one step and threw it. It threw a strike and still had no chance to get DeShields at second base.
I'd like to know how many times the guy's gotten to second base quicker than that this year.
Wow.
Right there is when he got full speed. 3 steps out of the box, and he had the jets on.
And how about Robbie going first to third, not even thinking about slowing down at second base. Great running by Robbie.
So, Rangers not only tie the ball game, they get the go-ahead run at third base with 1 out. Delino DeShields, a huge RBI double. 36 RBI now for the spark plug. Here's Chu. Infield pulled all the way in. Chu 0 for 2 tonight. Strike 1. Shin-Soo in his last 19 ball games has scored 21 runs, and he has driven in 14. 12 of those coming in his last 14 games. .275 average. Chu trying to get to the 80 RBI mark. Nothing in 2. Games in September. Shin-Soo Chu, a .404 average with 20 RBI and a .515 on-base percentage, the highest on-base percentage in the major leagues for the month of September. 0-2 here. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. Barry Cederstrom.
Sue did his best to leave the bat right where it was, so Jerry Cederstrom got a good look at it.
He's so good at that. He's so good at that. That check swing and just being able to stop it at the last minute.
Chirinos away from third. DeShields from second. 1-2 pitch. Leaned on that one. 2-2. And now Perez going to go out and talk to Heaney.
Now you've got him set up right where you want him. Breaking ball, breaking ball, breaking ball. Fastball right now.
Yeah. I can sneak this fastball right by him.
Yes.
Like they say, don't think you weaken the ball club. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The fans getting behind the hometown Rangers. Just inside. Chu taking that. It's 3-2.
I don't know how he took that pitch. That was a good pitch to hit.
I don't know how he didn't call it. That was a good pitch to call.
Wow. He was just fooled by it. That's one with a launch.
Yes.
The crowd getting to their feet at Globe Life Park. 3-2 with 1 out. Heaney ready. The payoff pitch. Ball forward. That loads him up for Beltre.
Wow. That was a great at-bat by Chu. 3 check swings to hold back. Got a little help from the home plate umpire, but hey, sometimes it happens that way.
That's a tough one to lay off of 3 and 2.
Yeah, it is.
See what Heaney was trying to do. Trying to strike him out.
That's the kind where the pitcher's screaming from the mound, how can you not swing at that? Rangers got him dancing to the aisles at Globe Life Park. Here's Beltre. Adrian a walk and a ground out. Angel infield now back at normal depth. 1 out, bases full. Strike 1. Beltre drew a walk leading off the 4th inning. Rounded out to short in the 1st inning. Rangers a run on 4 hits. They are looking to untie this thing here in the 5th inning.
He's been throwing Beltre fastballs inside. I'm not sure he's going to want to try and do it here.
Heaney from the stretch. The 0-1 pitch. Take you back to last night, the very 1st inning. Boom. Matt Boyd turned and watched it go. Number 17 for Adrian last night. Low, 2 balls and a strike. Heaney working himself into a pretty tight spot. How about the all-time leaders? Adrian Beltre had tied with Alfonso Soriano and looking to join Darrell Evans with a couple more. 2 and 1. 2 and 2.
Trying to get him up in the zone, got one up in the zone and fouled it off.
That split the middle of the plate right there.
That was his pitch right there.
Yep.
Just a little too quick on it.
Bedrosian and Alvarez. Alvarez, the left-hander, throwing in the Angel bullpen. But right now, it is Andrew Heaney and Adrian Beltre doing battle. A 2-ball, 2-strike count, bases loaded, 1 out in a 1-1 ball game. Base hit to outfield. 1 run is home. Here comes Delino. Flying around third is Chu. He's being waved home. The throw not in time. Beltre with a 3-run double. And the Rangers lead it 4-1.
My goodness. Talk about Mr. Clutch.
He got an off-speed pitch up to DeShields that he lined in the gap for a double. He got an off-speed pitch up to Adrian that he lined down the line for 3 runs. Well, it's not actually up, really. It's down. The way he hit it looked like it was up. Didn't matter to him. Probably better off that it was down.
It didn't matter to Adrian. They flipped the calendar from September to October. He just staying them up to September. That's fine.
He has no idea. It's a baseball game. That's all he knows.
Exactly right. Well, that's going to do it for Andrew Heaney as Mike Socha jawing at Quinn Wolcott, the home plate umpire, all the way out there as he makes the pitching change. So we'll take a timeout as the Rangers have come back to score 4 and take a 4-1 lead. We're back to Globe Life Park right after this. A 3-run double. And you're right, you can't touch that. Boy, Adrian got the job done, cleaned off a bases loaded 1-out jam. Got Andrew Heaney out of that jam with bases clearing double. Now Jose Alvarez on, and Prince Fielder drives the first pitch foul down the left side. It is 0-1. Alvarez, often used left-hander by Mike Socha this year, his 62nd ball game, a 3.62 ERA. 2.35 opponent's average for Alvarez. 26-year-old, out of Venezuela. Came over from the Detroit Tigers last year in the deal that sent Andrew Romine to Detroit. Bridgefielder, a couple of ground outs tonight. And he gets jammed here and hits a bounder out to Giovatelli. That is out number 2. Beltre on to third. And now Mike Napoli will come up. Look at you.
You think these guys aren't fired up right now? Love seeing that.
Beltre now 77 RBI, and he missed a month. Or close to it. And they're going to intentionally walk Mike Napoli to face Josh Hamilton. And we'll see if Josh takes this personally.
That would be good.
Yeah. Not surprising to see Mike Scioscia walk Mike Napoli, considering Napoli hits a home run every time he sees Scioscia. And Alvarez with the third wide one. And ball 4 coming. No, Napoli down at first. That's the second walk that Napa's had tonight. First intentional pass. I'm going to bring up Hamilton, who is 1 for 2. Josh doubled into the left field corner in the second. Grounded out to first on the first pitch he saw in the 4th. He's got a chance here, though, to add on to the Ranger lead. It's now 4-1 Rangers. They have scored 4 times in this 5th inning. Hamilton 1 for 4 in his career against Jose Alvarez. Lays off that pitch off the outside corner for ball 1. Normally when you see Josh on the first pitch like that be fairly calm and able to take a pitch this close, he usually has a pretty good at bat. We'll see if that's true in this one. Fouled straight back. 1 ball and 1 strike.
That's a nice cut on that one.
Hamilton, a .255 average. Carlos Perez flashed the signs out. Alvarez ready. Took the fastball. It's 1-2. Carlos Perez out in front of home plate, flashing out some defensive sides. Adrian Beltre down there third, talking to Tony Beasley. Mike Napoli over at first. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Angel infield, as you saw, slightly around to the right for Hamilton. Got him swinging. Well, Alvarez gets the punch out after the intentional walk to Napoli. That'll do it for the Rangers, but they take the lead, 4 runs in for the Rangers. And Delino DeShields a big part of that. Adrian Beltre got it done with a bases loaded 3-run double. 4-1 Rangers. Best place for you to buy your Rangers gear. Official team stores are in Fort Worth's Sundance Square and the majestic Grand Slam shop out here at Globe Life Park. For hours and information, just visit TexasRangers.com/retail. Well, Derek Holland has a lead to protect now as he goes to work in the 6th inning, and he fires strike 1 to Cole Calhoun. That was Derek's 80th pitch of the night. He has gotten Calhoun twice on strikes. Strike 2.
Derek got to face the best part of the lineup. And it's a big inning to go out and shut him down after the 4-run inning. And that's exactly what's on his mind, exactly what he's going to try to do. Angels are still yelling because of that pitch to Chu that wasn't called a strike. Big pitch in that inning. Borderline pitch, could have gone either way. That time it went Chu's way. And a lot of times this year it hasn't gone his way on a ball or strike.
Quinn Wolcott making it very plain to Mike Scioscia and company over there that he heard all he wants to hear. 0-2 pitch.
Ranger fans kind of wanted that one.
Cole Calhoun, he's had 25 home runs this year, and one of the reasons why Mike Scioscia has been trying to find a way to get him out of that leadoff spot. At 156 strikeouts, 4th most in the American League. That's not ideal for your leadoff man. You can get that in the middle of the order. You can put up with it. Who's going to hit 25 or 30 home runs? But from the leadoff spot, a little bit different. Calhoun settling back in. Holland waiting for the sign. Now the 1-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
No, the Angels really don't have a leadoff hitter. The only guy that could lead off really and be a huge on base percentage guy is Trout. He's done that in his career, but not going to do it with a guy that hits 40 home runs. Other than that, they really don't have a guy.
Got him swinging. Calhoun has the hat trick. 6 strikeouts for Derek Holland.
See, we've seen that pitch over the last couple of weeks a lot, from lefties to lefties. Run that fastball in and have pretty good success with it. Good pitch by Derek.
And here is the aforementioned Mike Trout, 0 for 2 tonight. Trout struck out in the first inning last time up. He led off the 4th and grounded to short. 298, 41 home runs for Trout, 89 RBI. Way up in the air to center field and ambling in to his right a bit. The liner to Shields. 2 gone. Well, Holland has pretty much had the answer to Calhoun and Trout tonight. That's 2 very big hitters in the Angel lineup that you get them out, your chances are greatly increased of having success against them. Albert Pujols, a double. And he ripped into the gap in left center his first time. Off speed and in for strike 1. The stoic Mike Scioscia. To left field, Hamilton at the wall. That ball is gone. Albert Pujols with his 39th home run of the year. It's a solo shot. The Rangers' lead is cut to 4-2. The last time up, Holland got inside on Pujols. Jammed him, got a roller to short. This time, Albert didn't let him get in there, and Pujols now with 559 career home runs.
Yeah, he hasn't been a great hitter for all these years for no reason at all, and he's very much aware of what you just said, Buzz. Got me out there once. If you try to come in there again, I'm going to be ready for it.
Yep.
He's been a great hitter, boy. He's a great hitter because he's got great talent. He's also smart. That was a pretty good pitch by Derek. That wasn't even a strike.
That's right.
Not many guys are going to hit that pitch out of the ballpark.
And most people don't hit that ball out of the ballpark. Most people don't get it past third base.
Some people jump out of the way.
C.J. Cron up there is grounded out twice. That's out of play down the right side. Cron, a ground ball to second, a ground ball to third tonight. 264 average as he faces Holland. Two balls and 2 strikes. Eric Holland with his 94th pitch coming up. Way up in the air to left. Hamilton circling around waiting for that thing to come down. That will do it. C.J. Cron got pretty good wood on it, but hit it a mile high. Pujols gets the Angels on the board again. His solo home run will go to the bottom of the sixth. Rangers leading by 2. The Sonic Slam Inning brought to you by Sonic. Tonight's jackpot is worth $800 and dinner for 2 at Sonic Drive-In. If a Ranger hits a home run during this inning, John Brooks from Marshall will win $800. And if a Ranger hits a grand slam this inning, John is going to take home $25,000. You can register at any participating Sonic or restaurant. Well, Elvis Andrus, who started that 4-run uprising the 5th, will start off the 6th. And he'll be facing a new pitcher for the Angels. That would be Cam Bedrosian, right-hander, appearing in his 33rd ball game of the year. 1-0, a 4.96 ERA. Bedrosian with a 2.97 opponent's batting average. And Elvis promptly greets him with a base hit to center. Elvis 2 for 3. Third hard hit ball for Elvis tonight. No, 1 on, nobody out. Here's Rougned Odor. Odor has bounced to first, popped to third. And Bedrosian missing a bit outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Odor at 264 as he faces Bedrosian. 15 home runs, 59 driven in. One 1-0 pitch coming. Now 2 balls and no strikes. Cam Bedrosian growing up in baseball. His dad, Steve Bedrosian, the National League Cy Young Award winner in 1987.
What they call him, Bedrock?
Bedrock, yeah.
Man, he was a nasty reliever for
Sure
a long
was.
time, boy. One of those guys, you didn't have fun facing him.
His son kind of has that resemblance, too.
Yep, big, strong kid with a good fastball.
Yep. Cam, a very sturdy 6-foot right-hander, goes about 230 pounds. The 2-1 pitch. Pop foul behind home plate. 2-2. Cam Bedrosian was the first-round pick of the Angels back in the 2010 draft out of high school. Grew up in Georgia. Made his major league debut last year with the Angels in 17 ball games. One on, nobody out. Rangers on top, 4-2. Rougned Odor trying to move Elvis Andrus along. Elvis with a leadoff base hit. Pretty good lead at first for Elvis. Pop foul again, back behind home plate. When Elvis got on to start the 5th inning, he swiped second base, and that's no surprise. Every time Elvis sees somebody in an Angel uniform, he starts running. And not away. He's going to second base or third base. Chopper foul. That hanging tough. Bedrosian last year virtually every level of the Angels minor league system. Started out A-ball, and then went to Double-A Arkansas, and went to Salt Lake for 8 ball games, and also had 17 with the Angels. Like Elvis might be leaning a little bit that time toward third or toward second. Robinson Chirinos has that bat in the on-deck circle. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rougned Odor is waiting. Popped up. Over to take a look, David Freese, but that's out of his reach by about 8 rows. Into the sea of red out here at Globe Life Park. On this Thursday night, a lot of folks spending some family time out here, even though it's a school night. This doesn't come along all that often. Young man getting ready to turn loose that swing of his. Elvis kind of spun his wheels that time trying to get back. Picking some dirt out of his spikes. Rangers 4 runs on 6 hits tonight. Angels 2 runs on 3 hits. Cam Bedrosian, the third pitcher used by Socha, hit pretty well to left center field, but playable for Mike Trout. Elvis tagging up, and Trout makes the catch and makes a strong throw into second. So Elvis puts the brakes on, stays in first. He's there with 1 out for Robinson Chirinos. Chirinos drew a walk in that pivotal 5th inning for the Rangers. Drew a 1-out walk, and then both Chirinos and Andrus on the move when Delino to Shields doubled in the first run. At that time, the tying run for the Rangers. Robinson also has a single to his credit tonight. So 1 for 1 officially. Bedrosian airing it out a little bit. To Shields, getting his swing loose in the on-deck circle. 0-1 to Chirinos. Robinson with that base hit now, 3 out of 5 in this homestand. He has made his presence felt. Off the outside corner, 1-1. Chirinos with that single also has had base hits in each of his last 3 games. Bedrosian reading the signs as Chirinos waits. There goes Elvis. The pitch is a strike. The throw to second is not in time. Elvis with his 23rd stolen base of the year.
Well, Elvis playing good defense, getting his base hits and running the bases as well. Pretty good throw from Perez, but Elvis with a good jump got there first. Look at it right there. It's exactly what Eric Cooper had to look at. There's the throw out in front of the bag, way out in front of the bag. Man, that's just beautiful.
Isn't that something?
You can see every little flake of dirt.
Yep. 1-2 pitch in the dirt. Boy, what a stop by Perez.
It was. It saved Elvis going to third base.
There's a different camera angle. Same kind of. Boy, that's great.
That's cool.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Bedrosian with that high set. Season average now for the Rangers up to 251, as you saw. Got him swinging. Robinson couldn't quite get on top of that high fastball, and Bedrosian has his first strikeout. There are 2 gone with the liner to Shields coming up.
Well, Bedrosian features a mid-90s fastball. And that's what he features right there. Looked like the top of the strike zone on the outside corner. Got the strikeout with it.
Salas and Ramos in the Angel bullpen. And now a little conference on the mound. Got Giovanella coming in to talk with a battery of Perez and Bedrosian. The liner to Shields 1 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout. That one was huge. It tied the ball game. Double last inning. And Delino came around to score on the 3-run double from Adrian Beltre. One ball, no strikes. Shin-Soo Choo. An interesting spectator from the on-deck circle. Elvis steps off his lead from second. Delino takes high. It's 2 balls and no strikes.
Delino's seen a lot of pitches in this game. He had a leadoff walk to start the game. Saw some pitches in the 5th inning when he had the big double.
Outfield with a pretty good sized gap in left center field. Very high. 3 balls and no strikes. Bedrosian tried to hit the upper part of the strike zone. It looked like it. He just lost command of it. There's that hole we were talking about in left center with Trout shading toward right center. And the left fielder Victorino playing pretty much straight away. That opens up a huge alley out there. 3-0. Bedrosian to the plate. 4-pitch walk for Delino, his second walk of the night. And that's going to be the last hitter for Cam Bedrosian, with the left-handed hitting Shin-Soo Choo due up. Mike Scioscia making the walk out to the mound. He's going to call for the left-hander in the bullpen. So that'll do it for Bedrosian. We've got a pitching change underway once again here at Globe Life Park. Rangers on top 4-2, looking for more here in the 6th. We are back right after this. Away's 1954 World Series. Willie Mays, one of the most famous catches ever.
That's a great catch and a great throw and a great play. But with all due respect to Willie Mays, it wasn't any better than that. In fact, I got to think that play Hamilton made is a tougher play. The other one has lasted for a long time is a great play, and it certainly is. But man, Hamilton caught that ball and smashed into the wall with his back to the plate. Didn't even see the ball.
Sure did. Now Cesar Ramos, the left-hander, on now to face Shin-Soo Choo with 2 on and 2 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And Ramos missing outside for ball 1. Choo threw a controversial walk in the 5th inning. Now facing Ramos with a chance to add to the Ranger lead. 63rd appearance for Ramos, a .269 opponent's batting average against the left-hander. Jacob Andrews at second, and he will turn that way and drive Elvis back. Ramos, a 31-year-old left-hander out of Los Angeles. Grew up just east of downtown Los Angeles. He has seen time with San Diego and Tampa Bay before coming over to the Angels. 1-0 pitch to Chu. 1-1. Chu tonight, other than the walk, has grounded into a double play and tapped back to the mound. Ramos, the fourth pitcher employed by Mike Scioscia tonight. Andrew Heaney started with the first 4 1/3. Jose Alvarez 2/3 and Bedrosian 2/3. 1-2 to Chu. Shin-Soo back in there. Ramos studies the signs and comes set. Breaking ball in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Previous matchups between these two, Shin-Soo has gone 2 for 4 against Ramos. Rangers could use a little extra here. They lead by 2. Elvis carrying a big run out there at second. Call strike 3.
They called him out that time on a worse pitch than the other time.
No, that'll do it as Ramos. It's a controversial third strike call going his way. No runs a hit. 2 men are left. On to the 7th. 4-2 Rangers. Reno driving on into the corner. Great catch by Josh Hamilton. Takes extra bases away from Victorino, but it turns into a sacrifice fly. Very close play at the plate, but then the Rangers came back. Delino to Shields ties it with a double in the 5th. And then when the base is loaded, Adrian Beltre unties it. A 3-run double into the corner and left. The Rangers lead it 4-1. At that point, it's now 4-2 as Derek Holland goes to work here in the 7th inning. And David Freese, first ball swinging, pops it up to shallow right field. Shin-Soo Choo there to handle that for out number 1. So Freese 0 for 2 now with a walk as he heads back to the Angel dugout. And Drew Stubbs has come into the ball game, taking over in center field. It's almost a nightly replacement now with Stubbs coming in defensively for Delino DeShields late in the ball game. DeShields still bothered by that sore knee. Drew Stubbs the other night against the Tigers. Game-saving catch on Tuesday night. Stubbs covering that ground. And Rangers valuing defense, which you have to this time of year, boys.
Yep. Especially when you have a lead.
Yep. Well, here's Shane Victorino. Had that sacrifice fly ball, if you want to call it a fly ball. The bolt to the wall in left field that Josh Hamilton turned into a sacrifice. 0-1. Victorino's also had a single, so 1 for 1 tonight. Now to get 231. Inside and hitting. Holland yanking that pitch into Victorino. And Victorino on for his 2nd time tonight.
Mr. Carlos Perez.
That's definitely not what Derek's trying to do in a 2-run game.
Ross Ollendorf, the Ranger right-hander, out there and is ready in the bullpen if needed. And Jeff Bannister points that way as he walks out to the mound. So that's going to do it for Derek Holland. He gets 1 out here in the 7th inning. Ross Ollendorf will come on with 1 on and 1 out. Carlos Perez, the hitter, And Derek Holland gets a nice ovation. The crowd standing at Globe Life Park applauding the 28-year-old left-hander. So Holland, 6 1/3 innings of work here tonight. He leaves with the ball club leading 4-2. We have a pitching change underway. We are back to Globe Life Park after this. Third tonight, he leaves with a runner on base responsibility. Our Kubota Power Stats tonight, telling you about Derek Holland. His night, 6 1/3 with 3 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, 8 ground ball outs. So he had that sinker working pretty well here this evening, and it may not be up to Derek's standards, but still, all in all, considering the time of year it is and the importance of this game, a very good outing. 20th appearance for Ross Ohlendorf. He is on here facing Carlos Perez. 1 on and 1 out. Ball 1. Perez has grounded on a fielder's choice and walked. 0 for 1 tonight officially. Perez a .255 hitter. See if Ohlendorf can get a ground ball at an infielder. Little pop-up back behind first. Napoli going back, stops and makes the catch. That ball was difficult because it wasn't hit high enough to allow Napoli to go back and wait for it to come down. He had to hope he was at the right spot when he stopped, and he was.
For a second off the bat, I thought that was headed down the right field line for a little blue pit. Didn't carry that far. Didn't go that far. That kind of ball's not going to carry.
Knapp saying, why couldn't I get balls like that or that easy in the outfield?
Hey, maybe you'd be more comfortable. Bring your first baseman mitt out there. What's the difference?
Other than being illegal, nothing.
Is that illegal?
Yeah.
Maybe they wouldn't notice.
Some of those bushel baskets.
That's not fair. You should be able to wear a first baseman's glove in the outfield because you can wear a shortstop glove at first base if you want.
That's true.
So it's only fair.
Johnny Giovatello up there. Giovatello 0 for 1, a walk and a fly ball to right. I like that logic. That makes sense to me.
Yeah. I guess they would rule that the first baseman's mitt can the first baseman's mitt be longer and bigger than an outfielder's glove? That's why.
Yeah.
You might be able to go over the fence and rob a guy when you couldn't with your regular glove.
1 ball, no strikes. And on the outside corner to even the count. Well, Ross last night for an inning and a third against the Tigers. Gave up just 1 hit in that span. Ross picked up his 3rd win of the year down in Houston in that weekend series. A ball and a strike to Giovatello. Victorina, a modest lead at first. What, Ross throws some pretty good heaters over there to first base.
He does. Luckily he's got a catcher playing first base. Well, Ross has worked himself into a key role in that bullpen, boy.
Yeah.
To come into some important parts of the ball game. Banny loves his ability to throw that curveball for a strike to lefties or righties.
And with his experience, he's been through the grind before.
Yep.
You probably can't get him in many situations that he hasn't seen before.
So we're showing how big Josh's outfielder's glove is. Hey, I think Josh's glove is bigger. He might not have caught that if he had a first baseman's mitt on.
Yeah, but Josh's glove is faster than the first baseman's glove.
I didn't think of it that way.
No. 1 and 2. Crowd again getting into it. In the dirt. And Robinson Chirinos keeps that right near home plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Robinson going to take a chance to go out and talk to Ross Ohlendorf. Say, why didn't you bounce that thing way out there? That's a tough play. Ohlendorf, the 33-year-old from Austin, Princeton grad. Ranger fans on their feet, and they are getting the chant going. 2-2 with 2 out. Full count. Botello leaning on that pitch and held back. So it's 3-2. Victorino now with 2 away will get a running start at first. If Botello keeps this inning going, the top of the order, and Eric Ibar waiting. Ohlendorf reading the signs. The right-hander is ready. Victorino on the move. Payoff pitch is low. Ball 4. And the tying runs are on board here in the 7th inning with 2 out.
Shortstop Eric Ibar.
And Mike Maddox going to make a trip out to the mound. Well, Ross Ohlendorf came on to get Carlos Perez to foul out and ends up walking Johnny Giovatella. Jake Diekman, the left-hander, is loose and ready if needed in the Ranger bullpen. You probably look at the next hitter, Cole Calhoun, left-handed swinger that you would have Diekman available for. But right now it'll be Ohlendorf and Eric Ibar. Ibar, of course, the switch hitter, will bat from the left side against Ohlendorf. Mentioned at the first inning that Ibar a little bit better as a right-handed hitter statistically, average-wise. He's a 266 average left-handed hitter. But both of his home runs and 33 of his 42 RBI have come from the left side. Ibar tonight has struck out twice, grounded into a double play. He's got Victorino at second, Giovatella at first, and 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. Ibar, the veteran shortstop, batting .245 with runners in scoring position. Ibar has never faced Ohlendorf in a regular season game. Ball 1.
Yeah, Ross doesn't need to worry about the guy at second base. Just worry about the hitter. That guy's not going anywhere with 2 outs. Concentrate on the hitter. Get this last out.
Victorino at second, trailed by Giovatella at first. 1 ball, no strikes to Ibar. 2 balls, no strikes. Now Sam Dyson has gotten up and begins throwing in the Ranger bullpen. Ibar with that slightly open stance. Had a rip at the fastball, couldn't catch up with it. 2-1. Angels this year hitting better than their overall average with runners in scoring position. 0 for 3 tonight, but hitting .249 as opposed to their season average of .246. Ohlendorf nods in agreement. The 2-1 to Ibar. Loop to center field. That is going to fall for a base hit. Around third comes Victorino. He will score. On to third goes Giovatella. And the looping single by Ibar cuts the Ranger lead to 1. It's now a 4-3 ball game. And Jeff Bannister out of the Ranger dugout. He is going to go to the mound and have Jake Diekman come in to face Cole Calhoun.
They hit the ball off the handle a little bit, which probably served them well. Ball didn't go far enough for Stubbs to have a play on it.
So Jake Diekman making his way in from the bullpen. Ross Ohlendorf finished for the evening. Angels have runners at the corners, a run across. They are trailing by 1. We'll take a timeout for this pitching change. We're back right after this. And they have the tying run at third, the go-ahead run at first, and Jake Diekman enters the ball game for his 25th appearance in a Ranger uniform. Diekman with a 2.18 ERA and an opposition hitting just 164. We haven't seen Jake since the 25th, so 6 days ago. Pitched down in Houston, worked a third of an inning in that ball game. Facing Cole Calhoun in the first pitch, jams Calhoun, breaks his bat, and the ball goes back over the net for strike 1. Calhoun going back for some new lumber. Diekman, 20 2/3 innings of work. He has struck out 20. Walked 7, allowed 12 hits. Came over from the Phillies along with Cole Hamels at that trade deadline deal. Calhoun 1 for 1 in his career against Diekman. 0-1 pitch from the left-hander. 1 ball and 1 strike. Calhoun with runners in scoring position this year, hitting about 10 points higher than his overall season average. Chopper on the left side. Elvis, quick throw, gets him at first.
Nice play.
Andrews shaded up the middle. He had a long way to go and not a whole lot of time to get there. Jake Diekman gets the out, and the Rangers keep the lead. The Angels get a run on a hit and strand 2. Adrian Beltre will be up when we come back with the Rangers on top, 4-3. Cesar Ramos. It'll be Beltre, Fielder, and Napoli. First 3 to face the left-hander, and Ramos deals strike 1. Beltre, biggest hit of the night for the Rangers, that 3-run double in the 5th inning. Broke open a 1-1 ball game, put the Rangers on top by, at that time, 3. And he shoots one the other way for a base hit. Beltre had turned at first, puts the brakes on as Calhoun got to the ball quickly. And Adrian, another hit tonight. He is 2 for 3. And aboard to start the Rangers' 7th inning.
And Adrian's batting average now is up over 285. Zeroing in on 80 runs batted in. What a comeback he's made, just like Chu from early season. He cut that fastball in on his fist. Adrian got jammed, kind of fisted it right by the first baseman for a base hit. He was trying to get something on the board here. Don't park the score at 4.
Yeah, exactly. Well, here's Fielder. Brent's 0 for 3 with 3 ground balls tonight. And he shoots one to left for a base hit.
Take that.
Beltre to second will put the brakes on. Well, there's a shank and a bloop. Pretty good shape.
You get taken out after that as a pitcher. You go, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, exactly.
With the 2 guys in the middle of the lineup, I jam both of them. Give up a little ground ball, a little blooper.
Well, that's going to do it for Cesar Ramos as Mike Socha out after those 2 mishit balls go for base hits. Yeah, Beltre and Fielder aboard. A pitching change again underway at Globe Life Park. Rangers trying to add on to their 4-3 lead. We're back right after this timeout.
4-3 advantage over the Angels, and few things bring me greater joy than hearing Adrian Beltre and Prince Fielder argue about who is faster. Guys, a couple weeks ago I had the chance to sit down with both of them together, arguing about who was faster, and Prince, I think, delivered the line of the year when he said, and I quote, "Dude, they clocked me at 18 miles an hour. I can't even run in some school zones." I almost died laughing. Adrian was rendered speechless, and so I declare Prince Fielder the faster of the 2 between he and AB.
I agree. Yeah. I don't know who's faster, but that line might win.
Yeah.
I also want to know who had the speed gun when they found out he was going 18 miles an hour. Who clocked him?
Oh, so Mitch Moreland has come on as a pinch hitter for Mike Napoli. Moreland hitting at .281 with 23 home runs, 84 driven in. And Moreland, the top pinch hitter as far as Rangers are concerned this year. Moreland coming off the bench is 5 for 11 with 3 runs driven in. He's got Beltre at second and Fielder at first. Swings through that Fernando Salas offering. Salas in his 71st ball game. 5-2 record, a 4.31 ERA. The league hitting .248 against the 30-year-old veteran. Salas came over from St. Louis along with David Freese. The field has sent Peter Borges to the Cardinals. Hit in the air to center field. Trout going back. He has room on the track and makes the catch. Beltre tags, advances to third. And Mitch Moreland, halfway back on the warning track, is a long out. But it is productive in that it gets Beltre to third. He's there with 1 out for Josh Hamilton.
One of the deepest parts of the park. The other deepest part is right in right center field where it's 407. 404 to where Mitch hit this ball, and that's about how far it went. Needed to go a little bit farther.
So now the Rangers need Josh Hamilton to put the ball in play. Got runners at the corners. 1 out. Hamilton tonight has doubled, grounded out, and struck out. Infield playing back at double play depth for the Angels. Josh at .253 average. Salas ready. Outside for ball 1. Hamilton 0 for 1 against Fernando Salas. You saw Salas as a member of the Cardinals back in the 2011 World Series. Hit well to center field. Trout is going back, still going back, makes the catch. Into the padding he goes. Tagging at third is Beltre. He will score, and Josh Hamilton gets the ball, gets the job done, as he almost hits the ball out of the ballpark. And that gives the Rangers now a 2-run advantage. It's 5-3.
Baseball's a funny game. The 2 base hits, one was blooped barely to the left fielder, one was grounded barely by the first baseman, and then the 2 outs were 2 400-foot fly balls to left center field. But together it all works well because the Rangers pick up a run.
Well, Hamilton drives in his 22nd run. Elvis takes strike 1 from Salas. Elvis a good night. 2 for 3 so far. .257 average. Seven home runs. That's a career high for Elvis. 60 RBI. And the pitch in the dirt. Perez keeps it close enough to home plate to prevent the speedster, Fritz Fielder, from advancing. You can run 18 miles an hour. You can move up that ball in the dirt.
I love that line.
That's great.
I can't even run in some school zones.
That may be one of the best I've ever heard. 1-2 to Elvis. You can tell by Elvis's demeanor right now. He's not real thrilled with his hack at that last pitch. What am I doing? Now you reset, both mentally and physically. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now 2-2. Carlos Perez going to go out and mentioned something to Fernando Salas. Sam Dyson ready if needed in that Ranger bullpen. We'll see if Sam comes out for the 8th inning.
I guess the question you would have, Buzz, is watching the bullpen, was Keone even available tonight?
Yeah.
Generally, in this kind of a game, we would have seen him at some point in time, at least warming up. I don't believe he even warmed up, unless I missed him.
Call strike 3. Elvis couldn't pull the trigger. He is gone. So are the Rangers, but they put a very important run on the board on 2 hits and leave 1 after 7. The Rangers 5 and the Angels 3.
We got to give it to Marine Sergeant Daugherty. I heard him on the other side of the stadium practically because he has a distinct voice. Give us a sample of your work.
Are you ready, Noxie?
Sir, yes, sir.
Are you ready, Noxie?
Yes, sir.
Let's go, Rangers!
I like that. Very nice. Way to go. Here's the bag, Sergeant. Congratulations. Anything else you'd like to say?
Semper Fi till I die! Hoorah! Hoorah! Yeah!
That is one fired up Marine. All right. Way to go, Sergeant. Calm down, big guy. Calm down.
Oh, goodness. Well, Sam Dyson has come out of the Ranger bullpen, and if he's half as fired up as that Marine that Noxie was talking about, we're going to see something here. Dyson now appearing in his 3rd consecutive ball game, his 29th game overall for the Rangers. 2-run record, 2.23 opponent's average, just a 1.27 ERA for Sam. Mike Trout leading things off here in the 8th inning. He takes strike 1. Now some defensive changes for the Rangers. Will Venable has come into the ballgame to take over in left for Josh Hamilton. And Mitch Moreland stays in the ballgame and takes over at first defensively for the Rangers. Trout tonight is 0 for 3. He has grounded out, flied out, and struck out. Dyson becomes the 4th pitcher used by Jeff Bannister tonight. Derek Holland went the first 6 and a third. Ross Ohlendorf and Jake Diekman each win a third of an inning. And now Sam Dyson. Check swing, the pitch just off the inside corner. 2-1. Dyson worked an inning in each of the last 2 nights against Detroit. Gave up a total of 1 hit, had a couple of strikeouts. Back to Trout he comes. 3-1. You know the importance of that, and Quinn Wolcott now having to say okay to Jeff Bannister, that's enough. The 3-1 pitch to Trout. Elvis charging. Gets rid of it in a hurry. And Trout out by a step and a half.
No margin for error on that ground ball. And that's what Sam's been doing all year. Firing that sinker, knocking the bat out of their hands, getting little ground balls. Sometimes they go for hits, but Elvis made sure that he got rid of that one quickly.
Now let's send it over to John Radigan for a Mazda game break. All right, John, thank you. Well, here's Pujols. Pujols has doubled and homered tonight. First pitch to him is upstairs for ball 1. Albert 2 for 3. The double came back in the 2nd inning as he led off. He came around to score the first Angel run. His home run was with 2 outs in the 6th inning. 39 home runs now for the Angel slugger. 1-0 pitch from Dyson. Elvis gliding to his left. 2 gone. Elvis has had about the each end of the spectrum as far as ground balls in this inning. One he had to charge, the other one he had to back up on to make sure he could take some of the heat off of it. But Sam Dyson, as you mentioned, Tom, doing what he does well, and that's getting ground ball after ground ball.
No doubt.
Well, 2 away. C.J. Crone now will step in. Well, we can't tell you how important that extra run the Rangers got in the bottom of the 7th is. Makes that 2-run lead so you don't constantly have the tying run coming to home plate. Right back to the mound. Dyson can't handle it. Elvis gets it. Throws, got it. What a play. Sam Dyson, the deflection. Elvis right there to make a spectacular play. It goes 3 up, 3 down, and Elvis all smiles as he did it all that inning. 7.5 in the books at Globe Life Park. The Rangers are leading 5-3, and we're waiting to see if the Angels are going to challenge it. Mike Scioscia said nope, and Elvis Andrus said, yep, that's the out that we're looking for. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Rangers on top by 2.
Score of 5-3 as we welcome you back to Globe Life Park in Arlington. This is the opener of the final series of the regular season, a 4-gamer against the Halos. Game 2 on tap tomorrow night. There you see the pitching principals in this one. Jared Weaver v. Martin Perez. Martin has been stellar in his last 4 home starts. There you see the numbers on Weaver as well. Same time, same place, 7 o'clock here on Fox Sports Southwest. Thanks to the folks at AT U-verse for getting us ready for Game 2, guys.
All right, Em, thank you. Mike Scioscia again going to the bullpen, and this time it's Corey Rasmus, right-hander appearing in his 15th ball game. Another inflated 5.89 ERA, a 2.21 opponent's average against him. Facing Rougned Odor, who fouls down that high off-speed pitch. It is 1 ball and 1 strike. Odor saying something to Carlos Perez, fellow countryman. Sorry about that. Rasmus with a 1-1 pitch. Off the end of the bat and into the Angel dugout. 1-2. See a lot of changeups. Rasmus has a good one. Throw that about a third of the time. Also has a pretty good curveball and 4-seam fastball. Not a lot of movement to it. 1-2 to Odor. Rougned tonight has flied out, popped out, and grounded out. 0 for 3, and Sean Tollison getting ready in that Ranger bullpen. It will be, unless the Rangers add on a lot here in the 8th inning, tally time when we come back for the 9th. 3-2 to Rougned. He is trying to get aboard to start the Ranger 8th inning. Robinson Chirinos will follow. Rangers 5 runs on 8 hits tonight. The Angels 3 runs on 4 hits. Neither club has committed an error. Corey Rasmus with the payoff pitch. Hey, Rougned got the head of the bat out there pretty quickly that time. Almost hit himself in the right shoulder with that foul ball.
We've seen some strange foul balls. That ball that I think it was Knapp fouled off and almost hit Mitch in the on-deck circle.
Yeah.
He was so late on it. That was a scary one the other night.
And that one coming back toward us. But it's short. Still 3-2. Rougned a .263 average. Back in there hitting out of that Spread out stance. Rasmus got him on the off-speed pitch. A one out. Robinson Chirinos now will come up. As you well know, this Sunday is the last game of the regular season. It's also Fan Appreciation Day. Come on out and join in Fan Appreciation festivities. And be sure to get to the ballpark early, as the first 30,000 fans will receive a voucher good for a free ticket in 2016. Visit TexasRangers.com or call 972-RANGERS to get your tickets. First pitch to Chirinos is outside for ball one. Robinson, a single and a walk, is 1 out of 2 tonight. He has scored a run. Well, he has had an impact in the 2 ball games now that he started back-to-back. She had that big home run and a caught stealing last night. It's fouled high and to the left, back into the club level. She got the baseball and he got the hug. That's perfect.
You wouldn't think a simple thing like a baseball could make so many people so happy.
Apparently it does. Yeah, that's part of the deal about coming out the ballpark.
I guess it is.
Not many folks get those foul balls. You got to be happy when you do. 1-1 to Chirinos. It's popped up. Perez coming back. That ball way up there. Perez right at the screen has room and takes care of it for out number 2. Well, Chirinos fouls out, and now back to the top of the order. Drew Stubbs will get his first at-bat of the night. Stubbs came on in the 7th inning to take over for Delino to Shields. Stubbs hitting 105 for the year. Drew, of course, pickup by the Rangers. Rockies had designated Drew for assignment. Rangers picked him up, signed him, hoping that provide a little depth, and certainly what he's provided for the Rangers has been as a defensive substitute late in ball games. He has come into some critical situations. The other night against the Tigers, making the game-saving catch Jeff Bannister still was raving about. Good pinch runner coming off the bench, steal you a base. He has that experience. Stubbs in the National League with the Rockies at .215. Did have 5 home runs, and he will flash that kind of power every once in a while. You watch him take batting practice. He hits the ball as far as anybody. Trying to get aboard here with 2 outs. Ahead of the count, 2-1. Now 3-1. And if Stubbs is able to get aboard, Shin-Soo Choo will get it back in this 8th inning. Rasmus back to the plate. And that fills the count. Stubbs, the former Longhorn star player down in Austin, All-American down there. Payoff pitch coming. Chopper to third. Freeze. Throws out Stubbs, and Corey Rasmus has a 1-2-3-8. Well, the Rangers do not score, but we go to the 9th. It is tally time at Globe Life Park. Rangers on top 5-3.
Plus on hand to watch as the Rangers try to get back into the postseason. They're 3 outs away from doing just that. Welcome back into the Captain Morgan Club. John Radigan here. Mark McLemore and Pudge Rodriguez are with me. We'll have Rangers Live immediately following the game, and if it happens in the clubhouse, we will have it. We're not expecting a post-game celebration, at least not a huge one tonight, but Emily Jones will be there, and she'll have anything that happens there for us. Lots of post-game reaction. Rangers on the verge of another clinch. We're back after the game with Rangers Live, guys.
All right, John, thank you. Well, it is tally time. John Tollison on 34 out of 36 for the 27-year-old right-hander. The saves leader since the 20th of May in the American League. That's when he took over as the closer. And he is dealing to David Freese with strike one.
There aren't many closers with that many saves who have only blown 2 saves.
Yep.
He's been about as good as you can get as a closer.
Freese 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. And Tollison bumping a fastball. 0-2. Tollison last night, this is the 3rd straight night that Sean has worked. Had a couple of strikeouts, gave up 1 hit in his inning last night. Got his 34th save of the year night before last on Tuesday. The 0-2 pitch to Freese. 32,338 umpires. And wait a minute. That looked good to us. Quinn Wolcott said no. One-two pitch. That will even things out. Tollison with a new baseball, rubbing it up. Freese 1 for 4 in previous matchups against John Tollison. Out of play. Freese hitting in the 6th spot in the order. And we look down into the on-deck circle. Former Ranger David Murphy has grabbed a bat and started to loosen. Tollison with another 2-2 to Freese. Full count. The Baylor X, Sean Tollison, peering in for the sign. Payoff pitch to right field, slicing toward the corner, and it is a foul ball. Well, Ranger fans may not be over it yet, but we've seen David Freese hit balls similar to that. I can remember one in 2011 that went to right field. It was in Busch Stadium. That a lot of us haven't gotten over yet.
Oh, that's one you can win 10 World Series and never forget that one.
Ranger fans will like an opportunity to forget that this year. Tollison with another 3-2 pitch. Elvis. 1 out. Elvis now has had the last 5 balls hit to him for outs. Last out of the 7th inning, all 3 in the 8th inning. And here in the 9th inning, the first one. Robinson Chirinos out there to remind Sean Tollison about the book on David Murphy. Murphy is going to be a pinch hitter for Shane Victorino. Murph steps in at 284 with 10 home runs and 49 RBI. 1 out of 3 against Sean Tollison in previous matchups. 1 ball, no strikes. Murphy, one of the additions we talked about the Angels made, trying to fortify their outfield. And David came over from Cleveland. 2 balls, no strikes. Murph pinch hitting this year. He's had a lot of opportunities. 324 average. He has done well in this role. And that pitch is low. 3 balls and no strikes. A few groans audible in the crowd. Folks not wanting to postpone celebrating. 3-0, Tollison ready. Right down the middle. Again, a Ranger win tonight would eliminate the Angels from division contention. Angels would still be in the wild card race. The Rangers would also guarantee themselves of a post-game spot, or postseason spot. Holland at first, underhands to Tollison covering. That is out number 2. Now the crowd on their feet, sensing an opportunity to go back into October again. Holland giving Sean Tollison a chance to catch his breath. Ranger bench getting set to have a mini celebration. There may not be any champagne open tonight, but you can believe there'll be a sense of satisfaction in getting this far, but knowing they still have some work to do to finalize the deal. Carlos Perez 0 for 2 with a walk. Strike one. And now the crowd of 32,000 on their feet, cheering with each pitch that Sean Tollison throws. I should say, cheering with each strike that he throws and groaning with each ball that's called so. And the electricity is back, folks. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-2. From Tollison. Popped up, foul. That will be back into the seats. Sean Tollison trying to cap off his 35th save of the year in 37 opportunities. And get the Rangers to the postseason for the first time since 2012. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Carlos Perez extending this to at least 19 pitches now for Sean Tollison in this inning. They are on their feet, ready to go crazy. A winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. For the 7th time in franchise history, the Texas Rangers have clinched a spot in postseason play.
Fielder Derek Holland among the Rangers, and they are happy, extremely happy, but they know they still have work to do. Sean Tollison closing out the Angels here tonight with a 1-2-3 ninth inning. The Rangers win it 5-3, and as you heard Chuck Morgan announce, they have assured themselves of a postseason position, with the magic number to clinch the division is now down to 1 over the Houston Astros. Astros not playing tonight. They will play tomorrow night. Rangers can wrap up the division title with a win here tonight or tomorrow night, or an Astros loss. Rangers would prefer it be a win and leave no doubt in anybody's mind. But tonight, a cap off as they came back from being down 1-0. And Adrian Beltre, a huge 3-run double in the 5th inning, got the Rangers on top to stay. So the Rangers getting it done tonight in front of their home crowd. 32,338 saw it. Here's how it ended. Probably about as much emotion right there as you're going to see from Sean Tallis. He is pretty much the Iceman, and watch the bench. Happy satisfaction, but more to do tomorrow night. And Martin Perez will head out to the mound to see if they can wrap up the division. Let's go down to the field. Emily Jones is standing by with Sean Tallis.
Thank you very much, Sean Tallis, and I've waited all season to do one of these with you. Welcome to the playoffs. What does it feel like?
It feels great. It feels great. We've got to win one more. We've got to win one more. We're going to win the West.
What was it like out there tonight in front of this crowd?
The crowd was awesome. The fans have been great all year. Thank them for supporting us all season. It should be a fun ride. Yeah, I'm good.
Best Powerade bath ever?
Best one so far, for sure. Hopefully not the best of the year.
What's this been like for you to be the closer on this team, to be a part of this team? What's it been like?
It's been the best season of my life so far, and it's been a fun team to be a part of, and I look forward to a lot of wins ahead.
Can you describe the chemistry and the vibe of what's going on around here?
We're just all friends. They love playing baseball together. That's really all it is. We're having a great time, and we like winning, and so hopefully we can keep that up.
Okay, I got to ask one more time, just because you got cut off short. What was it like playing in front of this crowd tonight?
You guys were awesome.
Sean Tallis. Let's send it back now to you guys.
All right, Emmy, great stuff. John Tollison and the Rangers, yeah, they have clinched themselves a postseason spot, but they have one more game they need to win, and they will try it again tomorrow night. We'll be back to Globe Life Park with more right after this on Fox Sports Southwest.